Alright everybody, in this video I will be showing you guys how to create some fire sounding beats using one-shots. So let's not waste any more time, let's just jump straight in. Alright, so we're now here in FL Studio 21 as you guys can see. And the first thing we want to do is obviously find a couple different one-shots we can use. In this case, I've recently released the Motion Bundle Kit. As you guys might have seen, it has 4 different kits all in one bundle. So we got that drum kit, MIDI kit, sample pack, and of course the main element, which is the one-shot kit. So over here on our left, we have our one-shot kit right here. And in this case, I'm just going to go over to the bells section and try to look through a couple of different sounds we have. Okay, so I really like this one right here. I'm just going to drag this in. Now, obviously, when you guys are using one-shots, you first of all just want to turn off loop points. Go over to the mode section over here and make sure to go from resample to stretch. Then we're also going to go over to the envelope section and make sure to do some adjustments over here. So the first thing you want to do is just turn the attack almost all the way down. You can put it at 0, but you might hear some clicking noises. So I usually like to put it at 1, 2, 3%. If you guys didn't know, you can actually see the percent up here in the top left. As you guys can see, it says attack time 1% right now. So something in between 1 and 3 should be good. Then just turn the hold all the way up and you can really mess around with these last 3 knobs over here. Now that we have set up our one-shot sound properly, it's time to open up the piano roll. In this case, we are working in 140 BPM and the scale is also going to be D sharp minor. But as you guys might know, we might change this a little bit later on. But let's just start off with this pretty standard settings. The first thing we want to do is lay down that main pattern. So since we are working in the D sharp minor scale, I'm just going to start off by putting a note on a D sharp right here, pretty low down. So I'm just going to extend this out a little bit. Then I'm going to show you guys a super cool trick. So just make sure to make a simple D sharp minor chord. So we're just skipping these notes right here. So we are just skipping these notes right here. Now what we're going to do from here is just invert this. So make sure to pitch it up by 1 octave. But instead of having it hit at the F sharp, we're actually just going to pitch it up to the next note in the scale, which is going to be this G sharp instead. It's going to give us a little bit more tension right off the bat. Now from here, as you guys can see, we have a lot of space in between right here. So I'm actually just going to copy the same D sharp we have down here. I'm just going to pitch it up by 1 octave so we have a little bit more space fill out right here. Now this, we're just going to extend it out like right here. But this, we're just going to keep copying over. So we should have a pretty cool pattern going for us right now. Now, as you guys might hear, it sounds a little bit dry, and that is actually because I've purposefully done it so that the one-shot sounds sound a bit dry right out of the folder, but this is so that you can really go crazy with the different effects. So I highly recommend that if you are using the one-shots, make sure to add some cool effects to really get that unique sound. So before I continue on with the melody, I'm actually just going to open up the mixer and start adding some simple effects to it. So let's just start off with a simple roam to begin with. Not too much. About 18 to 20% on the roam. Then we have our C20. I'm gonna use the Vinyl 3 preset, turning off the noise. And then we can also open up a halftime. It's gonna give us a bit of a different sound. Do some adjustments right here. Make sure to have the halftime go at the first one right here. Then we also have a little bit of EQ just to cut out that muddiness. I'm actually also going to open up a portal and just use this Blaze preset. Now we're getting a cool sound. Okay, now we obviously need to build off of this main pattern we have going on. So let's just first of all strum everything. And then I'm just going to copy this D sharp a little bit up over here to the D sharp 6. Okay, I like this. Let's do a little bit of a switch up right here. Right now that we have a cool pattern going, we obviously need to make it a little bit more vibrant. So to do this, I really like messing around with the velocity, and I personally really like just going in here and doing it manually, but you can obviously hit Ctrl A and then Alt and S to strum everything, and Alt and R to randomize everything. I like to use the strum shortcut, but as I said, for the velocity, I usually just go in and turn it down a little bit manually on some of the notes right here. Alright, so we have our final pattern right here. Did a few adjustments at the end. Right, so that's going to be our main pattern, but I'm quickly just going to go in and add a little bit of a layer as well. So for the layer, I'm just going to go over to the strings first. Let's try those. Actually just going to copy paste it over. Do the same thing with the one shot though. Yeah, so just like a little bit of a layer like this. Alright, so for a little bit of a counter melody, I've just dragged in this hungry flute from the winds and flute section in the one-shot kit. Just dragged it in right here. Let's open up the piano roll and play a little bit around with the keyboard till we find a nice little counter melody. Alright, so I just recorded in that melody as you guys saw. Now I'm just going to do a couple little tweaks until it has a nice sound. So I just got to do these little adjustments right here so it sounds nice. You can definitely make it overlap in a couple sections though, so it sounds a bit more natural. Also, I highly recommend adding these small little notes in between here and there. Gives it a cool little sound. I'm gonna route a sound shifter to the whole melody and see how it sounds when we pitch everything down. Yeah, something like C minor maybe. This is a little bit of a cool different sound. Dude, let's go in and add a bass as well. Ooh, I like this right here. Yeah, you hear how that slides up right there? Alright, now I'm gonna go into the synth section and I'm gonna do a crazy trick you guys know I love doing already. So it's pretty much just adding a random one shot and then reversing it inside of the melody. So in this case, we're just gonna drag in this one shot sound right here. Now with this one, all you need to do is just turn off loop points and hit reverse. Don't really worry about the other things. This is kind of the main thing you want to do with this one. Then we're pretty much just going to put it down on the root note like this and copy it over for the whole thing. But you want to make sure to have it a little bit up in the higher octaves. So something like D sharp 7 or D sharp 6. Alright, now one last thing I will do is just try to add a vocal in this. Obviously we don't have any vocals in the one-shot kit, so we're just going to use Arcade or Splice to add that final touch to the whole sample. Alright, so I did just open up Arcade, I went into Hooked, Better Off preset, and I found this super fire vocal right here. Oh no, 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 oh no, 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 no. It's pretty quick as you guys can hear, but I think it's actually going to fit very nicely if we just tuck it a little bit down in the background of the whole sample. So to do that, I've firstly just pitched up the whole vocal up by 1 octave, so it's a little bit higher pitch. Then we just have a simple roam to add that reverb, as well as this magnitude transition 1 preset in RC20. This is really what helps it duck in a little bit in the background. To finish it up, just so it's not too harsh, a little bit of a high cut EQ, and this is how the whole sample sounds. You can hear how the vocals are super fire when a little bit tucked in the back. Let's add some drums. As for all the drum sounds I'm using, they are also coming from the Motion Bundle Kit. So if you guys like any of the drum sounds, one-shots, or whatever you guys hear in this video, as I said, it's all from the Motion Bundle Kit. So if you guys want to check it out, you can just go to my website, which is BBMarko.com, or just click the first link down below. Let's start off with the clap pattern. For the hi-hat, I obviously have 100 hi-hat midis in this one, so I'm just going to open up a random one and drag it right in. These reverse open hats I have right here are also super fire. This time we had a kick in the 808. Maybe add a little bit of more bounce towards the end. Something right here. Alright, so now that we have the whole beat finished, I'm quickly just gonna arrange the whole thing and then we'll take a final listen. Right, so here we have the full beat. Intro right here. 16 bar intro.
Marko? Marko?
So it builds up. Yeah, the risers are crazy as well. All from the Motion Bundle kit. Bass, vocal. Then it's gonna drop. Super hard on the first part. Then the flute comes in. Crazy, bro. Then we come into the verse. Vocals are back. Only 808, no kicks. Cool little chop right there. Then we have the bridge coming up. I love that underwater type of sound. Builds back up nicely for the hook again.